Okay, this is how a combine works, right? So you sit in a cab and you drive it forward and you bring the crop into the combine, and then somehow, like kind of where below you sit, everything gets changed, right? You separate the good part of the crop from the part you don't want. I think there's a wizard that lives down there that does this stuff. I'm not really sure. I know when it breaks, it's expensive, and that wizard costs a lot of money, but that's basically how a combine works. It's filling up the tank behind you is what it is, with all the grain, the good stuff, and then you've got to get rid of it, right? Because the tank will get too full. All right, so you put out the unload auger, and sometimes, you know, the wagon will come up beside you, and you can fill it up that way. That's perfect for the combine driver because he doesn't have to do anything. You know, he just has to hit the button because it's up to the cart driver or the wagon driver to get the right distance apart. Okay, you would think, right, it wouldn't be that hard to judge a distance, but that auger is long. You've got to figure out exactly where that's going to hit. Then not only is it long, but it's like angled. So when the corn goes down, it's going down at an angle. The depth perception on this thing is incredibly hard to judge. So that's what makes this picture so amazing. I don't know how they did it. I couldn't do this. I can barely hit an auger cart, and that's a giant hole, giggity. But look how accurate this thing is. It's like this little tiny gator box on the back of the thing, and they're hitting it dead on. I would have took a picture of this too. It's pretty amazing. Sometimes you just have to get creative. And this is how Kay and Arnie celebrated their neighbor's 65th birthday. They couldn't all get together because of COVID, so they had a drive-by birthday party. That is one big cake. And yes, the flames on the cake are actually made of yellow farm gloves. How about another moment of, aww? It's one of life's first little lessons. There's nothing more annoying than getting soybeans in your boots. Who needs a sandbox when you have a bean pile? Actually, there's a lot of truth to that. You ever been to a state fair when the corn growers or the soybean association puts out a pile of beans or corn? And these kids go nuts over it. I think we're missing out on a market here. But just like a sandbox, watch out for those surprises left by your cat. Sir, this is a no-wake zone. Actually, this is a no tractor zone. We thought that was self-explanatory. This is about as redneck of a boat as you'll ever see. Oh, I bought the family a Mastercraft X7 with an easy attached pull-behind package for our weekends at the lake house. Oh yeah? I got an old 560 International and a piece of plywood. And a rope. This is Wes Wooten from Hammett, Idaho. And I'm guessing he's well known by the pearl-clutching members of the Home and Lake Betterment Society. How dare you?
This week's Machinery Clip of the Week is presented by John Deere.
Now, I'm from Illinois, and we aren't the snowiest place on earth, but we get enough. I've pushed my share of snow in a day. I've also pushed my share of gravel into the yard. That's what kids are for. But when it snows in Texas, they tend to think it's a pretty big deal. In fact, when it snows, all the farmers go out and buy snowblowers. This is Dan Sell, former SharkFarmer podcast guest, number 198. I guess if this is all the snow you get, you're going to make it a big deal. He probably went around telling everybody how much snow he pushed. See, that's a rookie mistake right there. You're spinning the wheels. Either going to have front wheel assist or you're going to put chains on the back tires. I mean, I don't want to be the grumpy old man, but he's wearing a vest. Probably has an Affliction t-shirt under it. I guess when conditions are just right in Oklahoma, your car can transform into one of those chariots from the movie Gladiator. You remember that movie? On my signal, unleash hell. You know, all I remember from that movie is why in 180 AD did a wheat field have sprayer tracks in it? Hollywood. The title of this picture was called Tractor Overheating. Maybe putting the duct tape over that temperature gauge didn't actually fix the problem of the temperature gauge. I'm sure that'll buff out. And this is what I don't get. The after pictures, they have it like under a little shed. And it's not like they just backed it in or pulled it in under the shed. The shed was built around this thing. I don't know if they're trying to keep it out of the elements. Maybe. Maybe they should have kept it out of the element of, I don't know, fire. That could have helped. I mean, are they worried that the paint's going to fade at this point? I think it's a little late for that. It's probably a gleaner mower. Boy, the Easter Bunny sure put on some COVID weight. Can you imagine this thing sneaking into your house hiding Easter baskets? Fun fact, the Easter cow was runner-up to the Easter Bunny when it was being decided who would be Easter's mascot. That's why there is fake grass in the baskets. See those bunnies? They're rubbing the cow's face in it. The chickens came in third. That's why we have peeps. What did Mama always say? If you make a face, it could stick that way. And this is just childish, sticking your tongue out. Stupid horse. A while back, we had a video where a cow was kind of acting like a dog. And I asked, I wonder, has anybody ever trained a cow to sit like a dog? Well, ask and you shall receive. I wonder if anybody's ever trained a cow to roll over. Oh, that's just silly. Or is it? This is Stetson. He's learning how to bring pairs into the barn and the importance of letting the mama follow close to her baby. This is where farm kids have such an advantage of the learning and importance of hard work and responsibility. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, don't stop. It's like a porcine spa day. Look at that other pig wanting to get in on the action. This is like a moment of, oh. It's like it's this pig's guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure. Guilt. I'm pretty sure it's a sow. Shut up, troll. Guilty pleasure. Little girl, did you bring enough back scratching for all the pigs? Thanks for spending some time with us here on SharkFarmer TV. For more stories about people in agriculture, catch my shows on Rural Radio Channel 147 Sirius XM. There's more in-depth discussions on my podcast, and of course, you can check out previous episodes of this show on my YouTube channel. Find out more at sharkfarmer.com.